Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Home. A simple one-word text. Meta. The word home texted to her AP seems to be something I remember more than the other platitudes about looks, feelings, secret dalliances, shared meals, photos, or inside jokes. Home. Texted after they met up one Sunday while I was home with the kids to give her some time to herself. They spent the day walking around by the river taking pictures of things that interested them, getting hot chocolates and ducking in and out of artist workshops. Having a grand time, as anyone on a date would be doing. It was real, actual fun, no sarcasm, that was sincere. Upon arrival back to the house, she took the time to text him one last time that she was in fact home. Just home, not I'm home, or home at last, just home. Like he would be holding his breath until he knew she arrived safely back home, and this one word would release him of his duty and relax both his mind and spirit from the diligence of standing guard over her soul while she travels back to her God-forsaken family life. A knight who truly understands her struggle in the world to live her truth. It doesn't matter if you are trying or not trying, you can't make someone love you if they don't. Fast forward almost 2 years later to the day, I get a one-word text from the girl I'm dating now. It's home. This came after we spent the day taking pictures of things that interest us, sharing a camera. We got coffees, and roamed around some of the same places. Eerily ironic. When I saw the text she sent and how she felt about sending it and how I feel about her, I couldn't help but be transported back in time to that fateful D-Day to fill in more details about how they must have felt about each other at the time. It's not good, but try stopping it. I'm fine. I can see how ironic and tragic it is at the same time and can laugh a little. It's supposed to get better with time, but sometimes it gets more defined with time, and you can understand and appreciate just how close something is to working out or not working out, and it can sometimes hinge on simple things. Also, the cyclical nature of relationships is uncanny, or at least the ones that contain me in them. Perhaps we are just meant to go with them for as long as we can, then unhinge, redirect, and try another one, ad infinitum. I don't think I can be in one right now and not think about it happening again. It's probably time to take a break. The long shadow of infidelity still darkens my day a bit, but the amount is getting shorter. I just wanted to post because of the coincidence and insight. I'm in therapy, doing well, relatively speaking, and have gotten my life back together. Keep on keeping on. Home. I remember she said that she never saw it as a home, just a house where she lived, and she took someone in our bed. Then I understood it was never our home, just some place where I slept with a stranger for 2 years. Horrible feeling. Mine lasted 9 years sadly. Over 30 years here, married, with kids. I win, persevering face. To be fair, only for the last 10 she became a stranger, after she started her affair. While I kept wondering what was wrong with our marriage. When me and the ex moved into the house we bought together, everything seemed so wonderful. That is until my mom took me aside while my wife was outside getting another batch of boxes. She told me that she mentioned to my ex that she must be very happy. The response she got was, why would I be happy getting a house with my name? At the time I could not believe that she would ever say such a thing. I mean, how could she, especially to my own mother? So I put it off thinking that my mom just heard wrong. Nope. I came to realize much later, 4 years, 7 years together overall, that was how she really felt. She also didn't take into account what a blabbermouth my mom was. Lol. Also, another meaning to home being, don't text me now until it's all clear. Yeah, I bet that's the more important meaning for the WS. Oh Jesus, that never occurred to me at the time and didn't until now. I was so naive. Not naive. Be proud that you don't have that awful cheating mentality that she did. Keeping some innocence is okay. Amen to that. I hope you can let it go in time, friend. She ducked up a perfectly simple and usually comforting word for you. This was beautiful poetry. I'm sorry she hurt you. My wife sent a picture of her inside an office with the word safe to let her AP on Teams know there was no chance she could run into me. I was unknowingly in the area and they'd noticed me. Glad you're healing, mate. Safe. Brutal. This was really well written and I really enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing. I feel this so much. These little reminders pop up from nowhere and transport us back to that awful time in an instant. You write so poignantly about those moments that every one of us here has felt at one time or another. So much cruelty involved in infidelity that people who haven't experienced it will never understand. Including therapists. It's like wandering alone in the tundra. I'm still wandering. The experiences also get combined. Recently I was on a date to learn how to make pasta, simple date at the pasta maker's house with 4 other people and my date. When I arrived the house felt and smelled like my house when I grew up, then the lady teaching the class looked, acted, and moved around the kitchen like my mother if you were observing her from the side. My mother died over 10 years ago. Right then one of my therapy songs I listened to over 1,000 times while recovering from the breakup came on her background music. Innocent little song and I broke down in tears and ran to the bathroom. That's difficult to explain to anyone who hasn't experienced both of those things before. All my grief seems to hang out in the same bar inside my heart and talk about everything. It's probably a sign I'm depressed again. But when you not depressed, I feel like a back fog follows me everywhere I go and everything reminds me of it. It's probably worse than I realize. That's grief too, that's how grief works. This leads to that and everything connects. Try to focus on the brief moments when nothing hurts. Try to notice when they are. Over time they get longer. And start some new playlists with songs you've never heard before. I feel you, bro. You will get better. All the best to you. Thanks for sharing less than 3. This is beautiful and tragic all at the same time, broken heart. Very well said. I am 3 weeks out from discovering texts. She was at least having an emotional affair, if not more, for who knows how long. After 5 years of not touching me and years of emotional abuse and neglect. What I did to try and keep us together was ridiculous. Well, I ended it, kicked her out with her tail between her legs, and feel more at peace, happy, and free than I have in years and years and years. I also started therapy. It gets better, we have to believe that. She also felt like our home wasn't her home, but my home that she just lived at. She had chance after chance to either leave or work on our issues and chose to do what she did, to her detriment. It gets better, my friend, hand in there. So poignant. My grandma's dad owned and operated a movie theater for most of his life. After he died she never went to see a film in a theater, any theater, again. As a kid I thought that was a little much, maybe a touch dramatic, and wished she could get over it so we could go to the movies together. As an adult, and having been cheated on, I've experienced a kind of trauma and ongoing grief that makes me understand where my grandma was coming from. Music, foods, places, phrases, large swaths of my previous life just erased because I can't bear to experience them in the present. To take a quote from my new favorite series, Station 11, I remember damage. I think some of us never really genuinely recover from infidelity. The hurtful things that were said, and if you got to read their exchange with the person they cheated on you with, forget it. That shit is forever burned in your brain. I have so much trauma and so many triggers from my last relationship, that no matter how much I've accepted he's gone, I still remember so much, and even though it doesn't longer crush me as it did some months ago, it still stings. I still have unanswered questions and I still will never know why I deserved the shit he put me through, when all I ever wanted was to love him. I think this is what kills us the most. The why. I guess it's hard to accept someone we loved took us completely for granted and threw our love in the trash can, like it was nothing. Perhaps this is the hardest and most painful truth to accept and move on from, but at some point, we grab the strength and courage to pick up our broken pieces and rebuild ourselves. Because there's simply no other choice. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.